Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Welchy Sports Podcast here. We're here with the one and only, the myth, the legend, Noah Khan.
Let's go. Hey, you introduced me this week. That's awesome.
And Eliza Farmer. And also, we have a very, 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 very special guest, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Take a moment of silence for the one and only Luke Iden.
Thanks for having me, fellas. Pleasure to be here.
Hey, really honored to have you here, Mr. Iden. It's an absolute pleasure to be in the presence of the greatest, right?
The
Right, Farm?
greatest.
The greatest.
The greatest
like
what?
Something like
The,
that.
Farm, that was your line.
The greatest kicker in Thomas More history, the
There
one
we
and
go.
only Luke Iden, who broke the school record for most field goals in school Thomas More history. How does that feel, Luke Iden, to have this record to be placed in that school for eternity?
Man, it's pretty cool. Couldn't do it without my teammates, obviously, snapping a hold, but being successful 30 times at this level, it's a pretty cool experience. So hoping to add on to that number for these last 4 games.
No doubt. Plenty of season left for that to happen too. Accomplishing that really early on, only at the halfway point. 5 games to go. Is that what it is?
Four.
4 games to go. Well, plenty of leg left for that until you ride off into the sunset into med school here pretty soon.
Yep, and Luke, a lot of people do not know what school you play for because we have not revealed it yet. So, what is the name of your school?
Yeah, so I go to Thomas More University. It's a small liberal arts college in Crestview Hills, Kentucky. We play in Division II in the Great Midwestern Athletic Conference.
That is amazing. Do you think the Division II Thomas More team will ever become Division One?
I doubt it, just because of the size of our school. But you never know. Maybe we'll grow. Maybe we'll grow.
You
But
never know, Farm.
I do like to talk to you about your game against Tulane. I believe that's the name.
Tiffin.
You broke the record, and it's all over Thomas Moore's page that Luke Iden breaks program record for career field goals and lost against Tiffin. So it's Tiffin.
Yes.
But you guys lost 45-10. How does it feel to lose by that much?
Farm, it doesn't feel great. We've had a lot of losses this year. It's been a rough going. We've had a really tough schedule. The record of our opponents is like 30-7. So we've played some pretty good teams, but we're just having fun still, trying to enjoy these last 4 games, give it our best go, and try to make the most out of what we have left here. But losing's not fun, but it's part of life. You learn from it, you move on. So
Great outlook to have. Great outlook to have. And Farm, I don't think there's a better way to cap that really positive thought off with some questions for our special guest. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that sounds fantastic. It sounds amazing. It sounds phenomenal.
And we asked the Welchy faithful. We have to have a name for our wonderful following. So put it in the chat if you have any suggestions. Ben Pennington, I'm looking at you. You're asking some pretty good questions here as of late. Yeah, I think we should segue into some questions, Mr. Iden, if that's something
yeah.
that you're excited about. Awesome. Well, we asked our Welchy faithful, a couple. Farm, would you like to start off, or would you like me to?
Yep, we got a Welchy Sports question to start off the show here tonight with Luke Iden. My question to you, Luke Iden, is, out of every single flavor of Welch juice, which one is your favorite?
Grape, gotta be the grape. Standard grape Welch is the best.
The original. Cannot go wrong with the original.
Can't go wrong.
Am I right?
Can't go wrong.
Can't go
You're
wrong
right.
with the OG. No, that's a great choice. Great choice. Farm, are you asking this? Are we just going to pinball this, or what are we going to do?
It's your turn, bro.
It's my turn. Okay, shoot, my bad.
You, me.
Okay. Good to know. Here's a Welchy question for you, Mr. Iden. What is your skyline order? I know you've told me in confidence, and this is a pretty important question to ask another person, but I want you to tell our mass amount of fans what your order is.
For sure. And just for some background, I actually worked at Skyline for 3 years. So this is really important to me. But my Skyline order: to drink a Coke Zero or a water, depending on the day. and a regular three-way, and either one or two cheese conies with no mustard or onion, just chili and cheese.
Wow. Wow. Man, I had not had that yet. I gotta try the Luke Iden order, everybody.
You really do. You really do.
Let's all go to Skyline and have the Luke Iden order, my friends.
Yeah, gotta get that in writing too. And Farm, I hear it from a very reliable source that you're going to Skyline here this week. Is that correct?
Yes, I am. Hopefully, maybe, probably, yeah.
Hopefully, maybe, probably. There we go. There we
And I
go.
will have the Luke Iden order.
There we go. You
Nice.
should just ask for that. Don't even give them any context. Just say you want the Iden order.
Oh, I will.
There we go. All right. I think you're next on the question block there, Farm.
All right, my question for you is, you are a football player, and all football players have a favorite football team. What's your favorite NFL team? I don't think I
Cincinnati
know this.
Bengals all the way.
Oh, the Bengals. You're home. You're
Yep.
for home of Cincinnati. Okay.
Yep. My family has season tickets. I'm at every home game. Big fan.
Wow. If the Bengals play the Seahawks in Cincinnati, take me, bro. I'm only one phone call away.
We'll see. We'll see.
That's true. He is only one phone call away, as he's referenced in the past a couple of times. All right. From our, should we name who asked these questions, or should we keep it in confidence, Farm? I know we're just spitballing as we go, but
We'll just keep it in confidence. No one
I,
asked me to ask some questions. I'm just asking questions from my head.
all right.
Yeah, they all go to
Before
favorite host, Noah Khan. According to Authority, Noah Khan's a favorite host.
Oh,
I
really?
don't know about that. I think that's a flawed sample size. We're gonna have to retake that this week. Now, I'd like to take a moment of silence before I move on. Okay, moment of silence is over. Question for Farm. We're flipping this on its head, and this comes from source. Farm.
Yeah.
Could Caleb Yost beat Adam Morgan in a 1v1 fight?
Adam Morgan for Caleb Yost. Oh, I don't want to disrespect any of them. They're my best friends. I love them both. They're my brothers in Christ. But I gotta be honest, Caleb Yost is gonna get whooped by Adam.
Do
That's a
you have,
fact. I'm
do you
sorry,
have,
Caleb Yost, if you're listening. I'm sorry. It's just a fact of the matter.
well, can you give us some reasoning as to why?
That's because weight, even though it's me, weight doesn't really matter, but I don't think Caleb Yost knows how to fight. And I think Adam knows how to fight.
Elijah Farmer must not have been at the April 2024 fighting showcase.
What do you have to say
I
about that,
don't think
Farm?
I don't think I was there, but I am the Salt Company boxing champion.
Caleb Yost is 1-0 as a professional boxer in Salt Company. I was his
And I,
coach. I
and I
would
am
take him
1 and
against
0 in
anyone.
Salt Company boxing too. Maybe we can
Well,
fight.
it sounds like we need to settle this on a public stage here, Mr. Ide. What do you think about that?
I think we could get something in the works potentially.
Now, Farm, is this a proclamation that you're calling Caleb Yost out right now? Is that what we're hearing? Are you coming out of retirement?
I will come out of retirement to box anyone who wants to box me. I am the champion. My job is to defend the title. So if you want to box me, come for me. And
Wow,
ladies, if you want to date me, call me. Or DM.
or DM. Is there another way to reach you besides call or DM?
Group me.
Group me,
Group
group
me.
me.
Group
Group
me.
me is a big
Group
one.
me.
Guys, by the way, Jameer Gibbs just had a 78-yard rushing touchdown.
How about that? That's big for my fantasy team. Hang on, hang on. We're taking one more moment of silence. I have to check my fantasy team. I'm currently 2-4.
You're playing me.
Okay, I'm losing anyway. Farm, I do have a bone to pick with myself. I benched Bo Nix 20 minutes before the game started yesterday, thinking, okay, I have your boy Sam Darnold on the bench. I'll play him. Actually, no, I started Brissett. I didn't even know my own fantasy team, who got me 20 points. Like, he serviced me well. Never mind. I digress. It's a different league. Never mind. Never mind. There's one more Welchy Sports moment of silence here because I just picked the wrong league. But nonetheless, I did bench Bo Nix and I lost by 5. So, Tough time for me on a Sunday. It looks like I'm coming in last in most of my leagues this year. So
Everyone, in case you had not heard, Noah Khan is not good at fantasy football.
I'm
This
not.
is
No,
big.
I do admit that I'm terrible at fantasy football. I've never been good. I've always come in the back half of all my leagues since I started playing. So
Guys, let's take a moment of silence for Noah Khan being terrible at fantasy football. All right, now let's move on to the next Welchy Sports question. This one is going to be for Luke Iden. So, Luke Iden, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
My question for you is, how long do you think your record of 30 field goals or more, because I believe there's going to be more, is going to last? I hope you turn it into like 40.
Yeah, that would be cool. It's hard to say. It'd probably take playing for at least 3 years to break the record. So I kicked 3 field goals as a freshman. So I got to play a little bit as a freshman, and then I've had over double digits both the years after that, 10 and 12. So hopefully I'll get up there, get up to the round 10 or 12 this year as well. I'm at 5 right now in the season. So we'll see how it goes. I don't want to be selfish about it. If someone else breaks the record, that's great. But I think it will stand for at least several years, I would say.
That's
he etches
amazing.
his name. Etches his name in Tommy Tech history. He's going to get a plaque, a banner. They could retire his number there, Mr. Farmer. What do you
Hey,
think?
coach
I
gave me
think
a game ball today.
There we go. Do you have it with you? Is there a way you can show the
I,
fans?
I don't have it with me. I'm sorry.
Oh,
um
that's a shame. That is an
I
unbelievable
think
shame.
I think you should I think Thomas More should name the football field the Luke Iden field.
You
I
know,
agree.
I think I'd have to donate way too much money than I have for that to happen. So
Bro, you don't need to donate. You are the greatest kicker in Thomas More history. You are eternal. Thomas More had no players who made it to the NFL. I believe so. And you have the record of the most kicks. What other records is there except passing and rushing? You, the greatest kicker in Thomas More history, deserve a stadium or something named after you at Thomas More University in honor of you.
That
well,
holds a
thanks.
lot of weight.
I appreciate the sentiment.
Yeah, holds a lot of weight.
Let's
All right.
go with one more Wellesley sports question from Noah Khan to Luke Iden. And then we will
Okay.
go to sports, my friends.
I got one for each of you before we let Mr. Iden continue with his Monday night. Farm,
Yeah?
I have a question for you.
Yep.
Are you ready for said question?
Yeah.
Okay. This one comes from Mr. Caleb Yost, who we just spoke about, who is going to be fighting Elijah Farmer here in the very near future. Farm,
Oh, yes.
could the best college football team, let's say of all time, and I want to ask you this first before I ask the question. Who do you think the best college football team of all time is? There is a right answer, by the way.
I think the greatest college football team in history is probably got to be three schools out of three schools. LSU, Ohio State, and I would say the Crimson Tigers.
Okay, that's a take. That's a take. So, what year on the Crimson Tigers would be number one?
What year? The Ooh, I cannot remember the last year of Trevor Lawrence because Trevor Lawrence was actually a pretty good quarterback in college and then he became terrible in NFL. We will continue this in part two, my friends. So we're gonna take a little break, a little timeout, and then we're going to part two. What's up? We are back here in the Welchy Sports Podcast for part two. We took a little time out, but now we are back, my friends. And now it's time for Luke Iden's question from Noah Khan. That Luke Iden is going to be staying here all show, so he's our special guest. So he's here all show, my friends. Woo!
Let's roll. Am I asking a question?
Are we taking a moment of silence?
I think we are on. Let's acknowledge that first. Yeah.
What's next, Farm?
All right, next is I thought Noah Khan has a question for you.
I asked all my questions already.
Oh, okay. Look, I didn't. My question for you is to get started is what is your thoughts on the Cincinnati Bengals game that against freaking what's the name? Well, who did it play? The Steelers. The Steelers is who they play. What's your thoughts on Joe Flacco and the Bengals leading the Bengals to a win against the Steelers?
Well, Farm, let me tell you, the environment was absolutely electric. Electrifying watching 40-year-old Joe Flacco move the ball down the field. 23 targets to Jamar Chase, 16 receptions, breaking a franchise record. Let me tell you, man, that was such a sight to see. The jungle was rocking. There was barely any Steelers fans there. You just love to see it. So super exciting game. Hoping they can continue to play well going throughout the rest of the season.
So
No,
you were
I
so you're telling me you were at the Cincinnati Bengals game.
I was.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you heard it right here. Luke Iden was on the was at the Cincinnati Bengals game, and he was not playing. The greatest kicker, Thomas Moore, was not playing for the Bengals.
That is correct.
a
Evan
tragedy.
McPherson was 4 for 4, kicking field goals. Great game for the guy. Love to see it. He's having a great bounce back season so far.
No, I have to pick your brain on this. I've heard a lot about this on message boards and Twitter and all the other really reliable sources. It seemed like the offensive line wasn't that much of an issue. Flacco was able to get the ball out. He was super efficient. I mean, it could be a testament to his experience, but you watch Burrow or even Jake Browning play, and it's like the pocket collapses, they freak out, they throw interceptions. But Flacco just seemed cool, calm, and collected. Targeted Jamar a lot, which is something that Browning didn't do. Do you think that it's entirely the offensive line's fault, maybe even all these years, or is it just a testament to Flacco's veteran status?
I think it could be a little bit of both. The offensive line historically has definitely been bad, and they're still not great this year, but the tackles played very well this week. Really, the whole O-line played great. Only gave up 1 or 2 sacks, I think, and we were able to run the ball. And getting that run game established can help keep the defense honest, right? So they got to worry about play action now that Chase Brown's running for over 100 yards, right? And Amarius Mims, absolute dog, shut down TJ Watt pretty much all night. So really good for the offensive line to go in. And Joe Flacco obviously has been there for a long, long time. So he knows who the ball needs to go to before the play. He can read the defense really fast, getting through his progressions and just making the right throw. Whereas Jake Browning was trying to force a lot, he was trying to be Joe Burrow too much when he's not Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow makes Joe Burrow plays. No one else makes Joe Burrow plays. So Joe Burrow could help himself a little more in the pocket sometimes, but I wouldn't blame his injuries on him. I think he does pretty well getting out of the pocket and being safe. It's kind of just a freak injury this year. But
No
Ian
doubt.
Rappaport says he's going to be back mid December, so I'm feeling hopeful for it.
Just need a playoff berth and watch out. Who knows? And it seemed like Chase Brown finally had a breakout game. It took him a long time, and kind of a lull year leading up to this point, and then all of a sudden, it just he broke off for that big run there in the first half, and it finally came to fruition. It took a long time. Bengals fans were getting restless, and then just finally, on a cold Thursday night in Cincinnati, I guess it wasn't too cold, but anyway, that's not even important. That's not even details, but just had a great game, and it's good to see.
Bengals fans and fantasy football owners happy to see Chase Brown doing well. Bro was projected as like
Yep.
one of the top running backs this season. It has not come to fruition yet. But, great to see him have a little bounce back, get the O-line going.
No
Yep,
doubt, better late than never.
and I would like to talk about the Bengals and Steelers a little bit. One thing I realized about Cincinnati, I live in Cincinnati just like y'all. I think you two live in Kentucky, right next to Cincinnati. Y'all still kind of Cincinnatians. But my one thing I realized about the Cincinnati is crime is going up when the Bengals started to suck. Like the Bengals began to suck. Joe Barrow got injured, the Bengals started to suck, and then crime started to go up. It's scary in Cincinnati nowadays. Okay, so I'm saying I think Cincinnati is going to be safe again because the Bengals. are back. Even if they don't have Joe Burrow, they are back with Joe Flacco, who is a Super Bowl champion. And he faced Aaron Rodgers, who I believe he faced in the Super Bowl that he won. Am I
Yeah, no
right or
doubt.
am I wrong?
That's a very good correlation. Do you have stats to back that too? I'm sure you do. I just had
Yes,
to
I do
ask.
got some stats, bro. I got the stats. Two of the oldest quarterbacks in NFL history this year, Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers got 249 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Is what Aaron Rodgers got. 2 interceptions and 4 touchdowns. More touchdowns than Joe Flacco, who got 3 touchdowns, but more interceptions than Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco got 0. Aaron Rodgers got 2, and Aaron Rodgers got 249 yards in passing, while Joe Flacco got 342 yards. About
Yeah,
50 more yards away from 400 yards. Joe Flacco, QB, if we're talking about QB, Joe Flacco was the better quarterback in this game. Even though he had less touchdowns, he is still the better quarterback in this game because of those interceptions. He got 0 interceptions.
yeah, and because of that, clearly the crime rate went down in Cincinnati because of that, right? So does that mean
Yes.
that the crime rate in Pittsburgh is just skyrocketing because of that loss on Thursday?
I don't know, maybe. The weirdest
Okay.
thing.
We maybe need to do we need to do a peer reviewed study on that farm to see if there's any correlation doesn't always equal causation, you know.
Yep, I'm not focused today. I'm not on the welts, okay? This is the first podcast I'm not on the welts.
We
I'm
need
on
to
the
get you on
water.
the Welch, man.
Is there a reason that you're not on the Welsh today?
Uh, I don't know. I was drinking coffee today, and then I was drinking water. I had a great, busy day today. But
Huh?
now let's get going with sports because that's more important. Jamar Jakes, wide receiver for Cincinnati Bengals, got 161 yards with 1 touchdown. 1 touchdown, but under 61 yards. That's the same amount of yardage JSN got in last week with the Seattle Seahawks.
Who's JSN?
Jackson Smith McJigba, bro. The
Oh, yeah,
greatest
okay.
wide receiver in Seahawks history this year. Not of all time. I gotta go with like Doug Baldwin and Steve
Yeah.
Largent
Jake
as like
Browning is on my screen right now.
as the top two wide receivers in Seattle Seahawks history.
Where does Tyler Lockett rank?
Tyler Lockett. I love Tyler Lockett. I think Tyler Lockett was a better wide receiver than TK Metcalf. And I love them both. I miss them both. I wish they could come back to Seattle. But truthfully, Tyler Lockett's on the Titans, while TK was on the Steelers. And speaking of the Steelers, TK Metcalf got 50 yards in receiving and 0 touchdowns. His stats started to fall down as a Pittsburgh Steelers. His stats would have been like over 100 if he was still in Seattle. But since he left Seattle, he went downhill. So TK, please rebuild your career and return to Seahawks.
There we go. There we go.
And we
And,
got
and
like
We'll let him
10
know. We'll let
minutes
him
left
know.
on the Zoom call, and then we're going to have to start a new Zoom call because we are going to overschedule, my friends.
no, we have 9 minutes left, so we're good. We're good. And, I think we'll even be done before the 9 minute timeline is up, so this works out perfectly.
All right. Now,
We have we have a jam-packed show tonight here on the Welchy Sports Podcast here on this fine Monday evening, so let's get into the next topic, Farm. What is it?
the next game was the Cleveland Browns versus the Miami Dolphins. Cleveland Browns won 31-6 against the Dolphins. They demolished the 1-6 Dolphins. Like they demolished them. Cleveland Browns, Dylan Gabriel, he had 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, but 116 yards, and he led the Browns to a win as QB. But truthfully, he's not the main reason why the Browns won. The main reason the Browns won is Quinshon Judkins, running back, got 84 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns.
There we go. It seems like the death knell of Mike McDaniel over there in Miami just hasn't worked out. Quinn Ewers got some playing time yesterday. Tua looks banged up. They might as well just scratch the season at this point. McDaniel's better off as an OC somewhere else. He's just clearly not fit to be a head coach, both on and off the field.
Yeah.
Just been a disastrous tenure for
Yeah.
McDaniel.
Yep, and I had to apologize because last week on Monday, me and Noah Khan said that the Browns suck. They're the worst team ever. So, Brown fans, we apologize. We are sorry. Y'all are actually good. Y'all just whooped the Dolphins.
Don't get it twisted, Farm. The Browns are still poverty.
I know,
This
they're
is
still
true.
bad.
The
They're
Miami
still
Dolphins are
bad.
just a little more poverty.
Hey, we're not supposed to tell them. We're supposed to, respect our fans. The
Yeah,
Browns were amazing.
Totally.
They were amazing. Totally. They're the best team ever. Totally. Okay?
Totally.
But truthfully, they had a good game against the Dolphins, who suck. Now, let's get going to the next game. The Green Bay Packers versus the Arizona Cardinals. Packers won 27-23. Jordan Love got 179 yards passing and one touchdown. All we gotta say is the Packers won a great game against the Cardinals.
Yep. I mean, they came from behind and got a good win, gritty win, but it's something in the win column, no doubt.
Yep.
We should talk about the game of the day yesterday, Farm.
Oh yeah. The game of the day is the New York Giants versus Denver Broncos. Denver Broncos were behind in the first quarter with I believe it was 19-0.
Yeah.
Around there, and they came back and they missed a field goal with 36 seconds left in the game against the Broncos, and then they came back in 60 seconds left of the game and they got the field goal right in a 43-yard field goal, I believe, and they won the game. And the quarterback, Jackson Dart of the New York Giants, was caught crying on the sidelines.
Yeah, emotional loss for the rookie. But I don't think there's any doubt in NFL fans' minds that Jackson Dart is a legitimate quarterback. And finally, at long last, the Giants have a franchise quarterback that they can build on. Tough loss, no doubt at all. I mean, there's no excuse to lose a game like that. They missed that crucial extra point down the stretch in the fourth quarter, led to a game-winning field goal. But the defense just collapsed, and there's no excuse for it. Giants dropped to 2-5, I believe, and I mean, credit to Denver, credit to Bo Nix, two passing touchdowns, two rushing touchdowns, played a great game.
Yeah, rough day for the kicker in New York there. Two missed PATs. We'll see if he has a job much longer.
Yeah, no doubt,
Yeah.
no doubt.
Yep. And we got emergency breaking news. It just came in. Welchy Sports. Former 49ers, the worst team in NFL history. I'm a Seahawks fan. They're my rivals. I hate them. Was suspended for threatening a referee. Who do you think it is?
Sounds like something Michael Crabtree would do back in the day, Farm.
Nah, the person who was suspended for it is Dre Greenlaw, a linebacker.
Yeah.
Seems like there are a lot of incidents going on in the NFL the last couple of weeks.
Yep, and it was about that play in the New York Giants' first Broncos game where he threatened the ref during the field goal, and that's what happened, my friends. Dre Greenlaw is suspended from the NFL. Let's see when. It's not telling me how long he's suspended. All I know is he's suspended. We'll learn more in the future.
There we go. Well, Farm, we have time for one more topic. What's
All
the
right.
most pressing topic of the week so far?
Let's go to part 3, and I will let you know. All right, gotta do this fast and quick. No Bearcats, no Gators this week.
It's up to you. What do you want to talk about?
We'll talk about the Blues.
Okay, we'll talk about the Blues.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1. We are back. What's up? We are back with the Welchy Sports Podcast in part 3. Next up, we are going to talk about the St. Louis Blues. It was the saddest day of my life on Wednesday, October 15th. We lost to the Chicago Blackhawks 8-3. It was emotional for me. As a Blues fan, I was crying because in 2004, the Blackhawks was named ESPN's worst professional sports teams in sports history.
Were you even alive in 2004?
Yeah, No,
I didn't think so.
but
Anyway, continue.
so it hurts. It kind of hurts big time. I was crying. Cannot believe we lost to the Blackhawks. Joel Hofer, the Blues goalie, is the worst goalie in Blues history. He needs to go ASAP. And I am happy and I am excited what Jim Montgomery did the next game on Saturday night when we played the Dallas Stars. We put in the one and only, the one and only, the one and only Jordan Pennington. Our backup goalie became the starting goalie. And he got 19 saves in that game, and he only let them score one time. 19 saves. So 1 equal 19. So we got 19 saves, one miss. No, one goal from one miss of a save because they got in, and then 19 saves. I'm trying to rush this because we are running out of time on Zoom.
And
And
Farm,
we
I got
won
one
that
more
game.
question. I got one more
We won
question
that game
before we
3-1.
wrap up. 3-1. Hey, good win. Good win. One more question for you, Farm, before we wrap up.
Yep.
There is an account that's been surfacing around Salt Company that's taken the world by storm.
What?
It has the funniest jokes you've ever seen, and they post regularly too. I think that's the biggest thing that people like and that they admire. They're hilarious jokes, and they're posted multiple times a week. The account is
Yep.
called Salt Cincy Jokes, and I think Mr. Iden would agree with this that we'd like to see more activity. We love the 3 times a week, but I don't know. I don't know if you know anything about this account. I just wanted to make you aware of it in case you didn't.
I heard of it. I love
You've
their
heard of it?
joke. Whoever runs it is the funniest person ever. I love the jokes. It's a mystery. Speaking of mystery, there's been some rumors surrounding Salt that you and Sarah are cousins, but y'all are dating. So I'm confused because the pictures I've seen is you two are hugging each other, cuddling, and holding hands. So we need to solve this right now, Noah Khan. Are you and Sarah dating, or are you cousins?
Farm. I like to keep sports as sports on a podcast like this, where three professionals just talk about the weekly activities surrounding what's happening in the United States. And regarding to that, I can neither confirm nor deny what you're talking about.
Sure. Sure. Guys, we saw Welchy Sports investigates the Noah Khan and Sarah situation.
There we
Next
go.
week.
There we go. All right, we have 5 seconds left.